Webcast. This is 7-7. We're ready to hit the ground running. I got my co-host Juice.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Rob Bear.
Yo, y'all.
Kenny Boucher.
What's up, guys?
How's everybody doing tonight?
Oh, living the dream on this Monday night.
Yep. After the 4th of July, you know, you've been working your fingers to the bone. Juice, we missed you on the podcast.
Yeah, man. I'm feeling it, man. Jonesing to get back on here and talk 40K with everybody.
Yep, especially with the ATC right around the corner.
Oh man, it's been. I want you guys to know the only thing that has been keeping me through this work stint that I'm doing here, this grind session, is ATC MurphCon, hanging out with everybody. Can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. I'm definitely looking forward to it myself.
Got an announcement. Brian Neary is making a Helldrake. He's come over to the dark side.
Ooh.
Oh, what? Only one Helldrake?
Yeah, I'm just going to put this on. You'll never know the joy it is to burn somebody from behind. For me, just
Yeah, it sucks. You'll never know what it is to fly over somebody and poop flame on them.
Right.
Aww.
Oh, but anyway, thanks for joining us, Chris. Canada, it was like we had a few people from Canada checking in. That's awesome.
Oh, man, always like to see
Lamont.
the Canadians.
Stoner Steve, what's up, man?
I would like to take this question here about the about the ATC FAQ. Anything that people going should be aware of? All of it.
Yes.
Read it all carefully.
Let me state that they are in an unenviable position. Is it one of the first major tournaments coming hot off the brand new drop of 7th edition? There was some question on whether or not we even would play 7th or 6th edition for the event. So I do not envy what they've had to do in a short amount of time. With that said, I don't agree with everything they put down, but they're doing their best to make it a playable event and get the information out to as many people as possible as soon as possible.
Yeah. We gamed a lot this week, and we talked about this FAQ. And something that you should remember absolutely is that they're doing their best. Don't let the experience that you might have at this event negatively influence you whatsoever. It's always great. They're always sharp. They are absolutely in a terrible position right now.
Yeah. So I mean, I get it completely. You know, when you're running an event that already had, hundreds of people signed up essentially, or whatever. Maybe maybe 100-something people signed up. You have to kind of pick and choose what you do, and you've got to make a decision that meets all those people that have already paid you their money for the event. So, again, not enviable. It will still be fun no matter what. Everybody knows what rules we're playing with, and so this is what we have to do.
It'll be fun unless you're cramming all your Tyranids on top of a Sky Shield landing pad trying to not get charged.
Whoa. No, that was a good take that I am happy about. But to hit on Michael's question, like one of the things that stood out to me, as Kenny pointed to, is that they just dropped yesterday that basically you cannot hide on top of a Sky Shield, you cannot hide on top of a building anymore. If you have the inches to get there, even though you physically can't fit, all you do is just move into the bottom and get assaulted. That's fine. Yeah. My Termagant bubble is back. But I just also wanted to put on, I respect the fact with the ATC guys, they're moving forward with the new edition that they didn't do like a couple years ago and kind of hold back and be a little more reserved and go stay with 5th when 6 drops. So I'm happy to be playing 7th right now. So any kind of way that we can, I'm happy about it.
No, I agree. I just know that all my practice games, something has come up from the FAQ, so I just wanted to. That's definitely going to be a thing that we all need to take a look at.
You got to study it. Rob's right. I mean, there's nothing worse than like playing a certain way, and then like you got your opponent, in a full Nelson, and you're basically about to slip that sleeper on them, and they go, wait, the fact says this doesn't work.
I can't do this full Nelson.
What? What? Dari sent us some pictures of the Stormclaw detachment, or the box set today, some additional pictures. Thank you very much. People submitting some of these pictures and rumors to us and stuff. It helps us get us, we put it right out of the community. So as you see them and as you find them, if you don't see them on our page yet, please don't be shy about sending them to us, because we're all about just getting that information out there.
Yeah, no, it's interesting to see that stuff, because it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of new models in there. Just like the War Boss and
maybe that 2 new models.
Hey, so what's up with that Space Wolf Lord and Power Armor on a 40mm base?
Yeah,
he's got Terminator legs. He's got Terminator legs now. You see.
Yeah.
So maybe he's got a 6+ invulnerable.
So he's got a wide stance. Leave him alone.
Right. maybe. Yeah, awesome.
He's a Terminator from the waist down, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh.
I'm a Terminator. I'm a Terminator from the waist up.
Dude, you
Keep
gotta
it
work
pimp
out them
hand
legs.
strong.
I am wearing improvised armor from the waist down.
Tinfoil and cardboard. So it just looks very impressive, like chrome. But anyway, yeah, I actually looked at that too. It's like, I wonder why he's on that big base. But there's, who knows? I think he does have Terminator style legs.
There we go.
But it's
Sean
two HQ
Bailey's-
models. It's what they're doing. They're basically making these models as an excuse to sell, $100 box set. And if you want to buy it, whatever, buy it. Who cares?
I'll probably be buying it.
I will also probably buy
Whatever
it.
they put out, I'm gonna buy it. On a side note, before we get to Sean Bailey's question here, did you guys see the new box set that's like $375 with a small rule book and like 10 codexes that are all mini as well?
Yeah. I don't think it's minis, or is it?
No,
minis?
they are. They are. Yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, they look good, but like I said, check this out, right? Like, you just got to be careful with these rule books. I don't know, let me get this on here. So this is the limited edition book from the collector's edition, right? And check that out.
I see that binding.
That is not happy MBG right there.
That same thing happened with I think it was the 3rd edition book. Like, the binding just basically just fell flat out. Not 3rd edition, the 4th edition books, whichever one was the first hardback of the more modern times.
I mean, it's still like attached, but it's like separating at the spine, but not the book cover itself almost. I don't know.
We might have to do some surgery and slice it down and throw some glue up in there.
Because we make you look up so many rules, he's constantly flipping through.
Oh,
It's
man.
my lot in life.
So if we just learn to play the game, we get, Rob's rulebook would last longer.
Right.
Rob, I want you to know that I was at the local game store here this past week, and a good friend of the show just started watching everything else. Tim, he was like, "Man, you guys give MBG a hard time. He is nonstop in the books, looking up this, looking up that." He was like, "You guys just hurt him." So you're.
We have roles to play here.
Dude,
I
my
don't know if
mom,
you guys-
my mom, who watches every episode of the show, 40K Sue, says the same thing. She's like, I need Rob to look in that book now to feel comfortable as someone watching. And if he doesn't look in the book, I don't know what to do.
It probably didn't happen unless I look it up. See, I've replaced myself with a robot. See this guy right here? This is the Moon Man. This is the Happy Moon Man robot.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's taking all orders today.
Rob, good to see you. Justin Troop, good to see you. Family Gamers, thanks. Well, I don't know why you can't comment on the iPad. But that's anybody who's watching an iPad, which you do get people to review.
I was just trying to look that up.
Understand that it's difficult or impossible to comment, and we don't know why.
Do yourself a favor, get some Android technology, and you'll be all right.
Nah, I'm tethered to this thing, man. I got my iTunes. I got my dude. I can't stop. It actually doesn't separate from my hand.
If
Won't stop.
If you spend $4,000 on iTunes, then fine.
Dara is theorizing that the Terminator base, the 40mm base, may be the minimum base size for a Lord of War.
I was so right there with you when you guys brought it up earlier. I was like, I bet you it's going to be new Lord of War. So I like where your head's at.
That guy just doesn't look Lord of Wars to me, but whatever.
He looks like Standard Joe, but that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, he does. Just like he took that normal Space Wolf head and just put a bionic eye on it. I mean, it's cool. He looks cool.
Super bionic eye.
Yeah.
Sean Bailey's asking, if you're rolling a command unit of Lehman Rush Punishers / Executioners or any non-ordnance type, do you bother with spending points on the side sponsons? Like, for example, 3 Punishers with 9 Heavy Bolters. Is it worth the extra points?
For the command squad, I say no. But every one of those weapons basically gives you the extra weapon destroyed unit or a possibility to keep your turret active. But for the command squads, I've been kind of running them as minimum as possible.
I agree with that.
But that's been working them in mostly as ally choices too. So if you've got the points to burn in your main force, then maybe it is something you want to do.
Yeah. Let's talk about Don S real quick. I know we talked about this blood axe. Does someone have the Ore Codex so we can see how it wounds?
Yeah, I got one right here.
Because I mean, I thought I read that it rended, and I think I had a conversation where he says it doesn't have rending.
Yeah, it doesn't have rending, I don't think.
So he said that he thinks that the wording suggests that it always wounds on a 6.
That's
So that'll be interesting. Oh yeah, no doubt.
While you guys are looking that up, Brian Nuri just hit us up with a shout out for a July 26 tournament, 2,500 points at the Dragon's Horde. Unbound, what you see is what you get, $10 entry.
Was that Staten?
Unbound.
Staten.
Yeah.
No Unbound.
No Unbound.
Oh, no Unbound.
Always away.
No one then.
What's this thing called I'm looking up?
Like the Blood Axe, I think it's one of Gork's relics, Gorkamork's relics.
Man, to be honest, I'm not too impressed with these relics.
These relics are Buster relics for sucker MCs.
Yep.
I like the thinking cap.
Oh,
I'm on record saying that is amazing. That is like
the kill chopper.
It's the Black Mesa. That's all you're gonna see.
Is he talking about the kill chopper? It's got the decapitating strike, which is the instant death. Any roll of 6, so it's like rending, but it's instant death. But there's no the AP is 5.
And I say that is regardless.
So it is rending too. It's decapitating strike rending.
Yeah, rending.
So rending calls instant death regardless of toughness. So you're swinging on somebody. Your strength 5, and
it's moot because it says rending. Rending will always wound regardless of toughness on a 6.
Oh well, there you go. Well,
yeah,
double.
So, double moot. Yeah, so I was right. I knew it was rending. I don't even have the codex. I just felt through the ether that a relic called the Blood Axe, that strength 6 inflicting instant death in the Orc codex, would be rending.
Awesome. Don't take it. Take the thinking cap. Save yourself a whole lot of headaches.
It's interesting they ported that rule over from from 30K because that's a 30K rule.
Well, they got a database of rules now. They're just pulling them out and putting them where they want. Cut and pick. But yeah, everybody just don't read anything past the first gift to Gorkamork. And then you will save a lot of time and get a lot of infiltrating orcs.
To Dari, Blood Angels, who would get the Waterlore spot? Mephiston, Dante, or Astaroth? Obviously, Dante would get it because he is their. Even though the Lord of Death is smooth, you have to assume they're going to give it to like the chapter master or the super grand master of the chapter.
I would imagine.
So does that mean he becomes Eternal Warrior finally?
Yeah, he would. I'm going to go on record and say that he will. Otherwise, I'm going to kill myself.
Oh man!
On this webcast live.
with the Blood Axe chopper of death.
Right. I'll make you one. Yeah.
I've lost all faith in humanity.
Yep.
So speaking of some orcs, I know you guys. I listened to the podcast, and you guys were talking a lot about them, man. Like I don't know if you guys listened into them too much or looked into them, man. But I'm the Dev Coptus. I'm all about them now with just being 25 points.
Yeah, they're super cheap, and you get the twin link rockets for free. I think, right?
Yeah, and it's only 10 point. I'm pretty sure it's only. I looked at it's only like a 10 point upgrade now to do the buzzsaws, where before it was 25. So.
Sean Bailey says we mentioned that you could do a first turn WOG, and I don't think that's possible either.
With a warphead, if you get the psychic power.
Yeah, it's the psychic power.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for the psychic power right now. You remember the name of it?
I'm getting to it.
Yeah.
It's I'm still trying to learn this layout. Here it is. Oh crap!
Because is that one especially because I'm not seeing it here? The power of the WOG.
No, it's it's that one, dude.
Does anyone have a Chaos Codex handy? Because apparently I misinterpreted the war gear.
Yeah, I got it right here.
The war gear.
Look up the lesser gift. Oh, actually, we need a. Is the Blood Axe a demon artifact? If it's a lesser gift. Apparently, I had the wrong Blood Axe. It's the Khorne Lesser Gift.
Oh, we're not talking about the Head Wappa Kill Chopper?
No, I thought that.
Head Wappa Kill Chopper.
So if it's a lesser gift,
He is not a reader, so he doesn't know what your question was. He doesn't know where the book is.
I can tell you what I can read. I can read the word Blood Axe, Chaos Khorne, and Gift.
Yep, sounds good.
Do you want the Axe of Blind Fury? That's a chaos artifact.
I think he's talking about a lesser gift, and that would be
the blood axe and the chaos core lesser gift. Yeah, it does basically whatever that does. I don't have it handy, but if instant death, and let's just look up instant death in the rulebook. Or Rob, just look up instant death, and that'll solve all this right now.
Instant death for what?
For
the special rule?
For Warhammer 40K.
Oh, I thought that's so easy.
Come on, man.
I thought you guys were gonna give me some hard stuff.
I'm getting this back on track. Dante is one of the oldest, if not oldest, living Space Marines existence that isn't a dread. I believe he is the oldest living Space Marine.
Yeah, he's like 1100, isn't he?
Dante, outside of Bjorn, right?
Well, he is now. In the previous, in one of the previous edition codexes, Blood Angel codexes, there was a sergeant in the Scout Marines that was over Dante when he became Scout.
Really?
Yeah, it started with a C. I can't remember his name.
BC's checking in. What's going on? Glad that you're checking us out tonight.
So I got instant death here. What do you guys need to know? It's just if it's reduced to 0 wounds, it's removed as a casualty. If it suffers an unsaved wound from an attack with its special rule.
Okay, there's got to be more to it.
No, that's it.
It just says if you're reduced to 0 wounds from this
from an attack with a special rule, you're removed as a casualty.
Okay, so this is what we're looking at. Decapitating blow. Decapitating blow is any wound rolls of a 6 made with this weapon have instant death special rule. Any 2 wound rolls of a 6.
Is decapitating blow what the blood axe has?
Yes.
Okay.
So I mean, it doesn't have rending. It just says any 2 wound rolls of 6. So I mean, it doesn't say any successful 2 6s.
All right, but this is boring. You guys answer some other questions. I'll check out this stuff. I'll do all the cross referencing. Y'all hit some other questions.
All right, Jack West hit us with, hey guys, do you think the Land Raider Achilles, Iron Hands, could work with the Master of the Forge with some servitors inside of it? Planning on using it with Pask and 2 Lehman Russes in support with support.
That would work. Yeah.
That seems really good. We are all in agreement.
Well, remember Achilles only has 6 transport capacity of 6, so double check the.
Yeah, it's also not an assault vehicle, but it is a beast, and it will. I mean, it's kind of hard because honestly, the thing you want in there is you want scouts in there to make an objective secure.
Mm-hmm.
On a side note, Jack West, I need to know: are you an FBI agent? I feel like that is a very CIA, FBI name, something like that. Like it's pretty BA. I like it.
Oh, here we go. I've got this instance. If a model suffers an unsaved wound from an attack with this special rule, it's reduced to 0 wounds and removes a casualty. I think you would still have to wound. So without rending, it does not instant death it anymore.
So you're NA, not applicable.
Yeah, you could not wound like a Wraith Knight or whatever with string 4. Even if you have instant death, it wouldn't matter.
Right, he has to do an unsaved wound.
Yep.
So no, cannot interact with top of this 10. Thank you, Don S.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. As far as the first turn WOG, I'm not seeing it here.
Yeah,
unless there's something in the gas goal.
Yeah, I feel like that was the last.
Give me
edition.
a second. I own that. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I didn't see any way to pop off a psychic power for a WOG.
And so speaking of that supplement, man, my roommate Josh got in the special limited edition Orc Codex, and it comes with a man. It is super sweet. I hope they come out with a NID one. And speaking of, for everybody that doesn't know, which is everybody, the best NID player at the Forge the Narrative GT at the end of or in the beginning of August will be getting the best overall NID player will be getting a signed copy of the limited edition NID Codex of mine.
Oh, nice!
Giving it away free.
Look at
best
that.
NID player. $100 Codex. It's yours.
You guys, that's awesome. I'm gonna bring this.
Yeah.
You guys check this out.
That's pretty tight. Put it higher.
Right when you walked away, I was talking about it, man. Check it. Let us check that out.
Yeah, here it is. This is the special limited edition, awesome Gazgo supplement codex with all the orc objective markers for the scouring.
I think they're pretty cool.
It's got both the Orc Codex and the supplement.
The supplement is nice. It's got a lot of content in there. I didn't get a chance to pick over all of it.
It's got these 3 books. I have to figure out. I don't know.
Yeah, the one book there has got all the prints. I think it's like 9 or 11 prints from all the other codexes and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it had like the Freebooters cover and the Here We Go and all that stuff. That's classic, dude.
Yeah, right here.
Classic.
Got some sweet prints.
Oh, hell yeah. Nice.
Looking fresh. And I'm going to open up the Gazgo supplement to see if there's anything in there we're missing.
Yeah, we should probably get down with the Cygnus on that one.
So we're trying to investigate if there's a first turn wall capability in here.
Yeah, it's somewhere there. What's up, Johnny? We got Jack West tuning in from the UK. So this is his first live webcast. Thanks for joining us, man.
Here, I'll look this up while you guys do your thing.
BC, I would actually I think I have to say false on that. His question is, sorry to potentially change the subject, true or false? Sky Blight represents the best chance to win a big tourney with NIDS. The reason why I have to disagree with it is, even though how strong the gargoyle aspect is and coming back and everything else, you are paying like a 290 point tax, 280 point tax by having to buy 2 harpies.
It's true.
And right now, with having multiple arms attachments, with having allies, like, I'll just take more flying hive tyrants, hive crones. I feel like that is the best chance for NIDS to win a big tournament is if it's double force or double cads, is about 4 flying hive tyrants, 3 hive crones, and filling the rest out with turvagons and termagons.
Do you not think that the gargoyles coming back with objectives secured is not strong, or not the strongest chance? Because I think that might be really powerful.
Yeah. So I can definitely see it. The easiest way I've been thinking a lot about it to game against it, because whenever I go to like build lists, I feel like everybody's gonna game against it and figure it out. But the downfall with it is you'll have to make sure that you pair. You have to actually go second. Mm-hmm. You can't go first, because if you roll on your or if you roll your gargoyles back on, they have lurk. So what they're going to do is they're basically, if they fail a synapses check, they're just going to run right off the board. So one of the techs was you fly forward, and then you let them die, and then they come back. When they come back on, you've pushed forward the rest of your army, and they hold the back objectives. But unless you spend more points to support them, I feel like all they're going to do is just run right off the board again.
Okay. It's fair.
Yeah.
And it's tough for me to look past the 2 harpies.
I think there were some definite changes with them this edition between the harpy and his counterpart. It's kind of depressing.
Stoner Steve's asking, what's the best formation out of the Orc supplement? I think that the Green Tide is hands down a game winner. You guys agree with that? 100 Orcs, fearless.
Oh yeah,
pain. Actually, you don't need what's his name, Mad Dog Grotsnick in the formation, because his rampage is only when you outnumber models, and you'll never do that the models outnumber you, and that'll never happen when you have 100 Orcs.
So the cool thing is, what I like about that formation is it makes all the Orcs fearless, where most of the lists that I've been building, if I don't take that, I'm taking Wazdaka just because I want to make a unit fearless. That is, I think that the mob special rule now is going to be a hindrance for people, and just having a fearless unit of Orcs is too strong.
Yeah, it's huge. BC is saying that the Lurk Thieves go to ground. The gargoyles just go to ground. Is that?
I know. On a 1, 2, or 3, they will run off the board.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they fail
when
they.
The NIDS, you guys work it out in your own NID way. Communicate telepathically and whatnot.
Hi, mind. So I can't discover anything. We must have been incorrectly reported upon that ability.
Johnny Watkins asking, do we see any use for a shock attack gun on a bike? Yes, I do. I actually think that's going to be valid. That's going to be a tactic, and it'll be fun too.
Yeah, I think it's a must just because I can't wait to see the conversions that people come up with.
And then think about when you get that result. I think you get a hammer of wrath on someone when you get in base contact. I'm not sure.
That's too good.
The wording, but yeah, and yes, and Chris points out that it makes walking faster.
Mo faster.
Yep.
Absolutely. So
also
we played.
Go ahead, Kenny.
So I was gonna let you guys know. Me and Robbie B got together this weekend and played a bunch of ATC practice games.
How'd they go?
Pretty intense. Played a lot of games with my Land Raiders in the 7th edition, and discovered a lot of things have a lot of ways to interact with Land Raiders. Surprisingly now.
So do you still feel pretty confident? Our list is submitted, so there's nothing we can do now.
There's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
I feel really good about the list. If my power field generators can safely be tucked inside my Land Raiders. I also feel really good about Dante. I played a game against Flying Monsters Creatures, and where I killed. Sorry, not Dante, but Lysander. I killed 3 Demon Princes in one turn. First turn.
That's pretty good, all by himself.
No, he insta-killed one, Bolters killed another, and one of them paralyzed into the warp.
Oh.
That was at the bottom of turn 1.
That's a
so I felt pretty
heartbreaker.
good.
I'm willing to bet that's how I'm going to lose Drago 6 times.
But it was pretty interesting. We had a lot of good games. Saw a lot of cool ideas that a couple of our friends were playing that I never thought of. Can't wait to see how that's like exploded at the ATC. How many other teams have their own cool ideas?
There's some kind of innovative new list design, some tech that we haven't necessarily thought of yet or prepared for.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm looking for, man. Like, can't wait to see NID guys playing the Dark Eldar Archangels. Dark Eldar Crucible bombs and what new AM lists come out with and all the different stuff now that people
one of the guys here was playing with 6 Wyverns, dropping all them templates.
A lot of templates.
That's all the templates.
I think in one turn, I think he did like 55 hits with one of the units onto a pack of 20 Flesh Hounds.
That seems pretty good.
Seems like all the Flesh Hounds died.
Yep.
I think that's what'll happen.
So, okay, let's see. I got a question here. Do you think the Wyverns are better or worse than the Thud guns out of the Forge World?
The ignore covers make them better, I think.
The reason I think it's still kind of close is because the fact that you get all those toughness 7 wounds, can't take them out with one shot.
That's exactly what I was going to go with. I think their offense is probably around the same, but I think they're a little more durable.
But what about, so Thud guns need more force multipliers to be effective, because they're not twin linked, etc. If you apply the same amount of force multipliers to Wyverns and just get Shroud on them from telepathy, I feel like they end up being about as survivable with an Aegis Wall, having a 2+ cover.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Hopefully you're not in line of sight at all. So, but you don't always.
But even
get
if
that
you are,
luxury.
yeah.
You don't get that luxury all the time.
Nope, you don't. That's why you just bring an Aegis Wall, and then your 6 Wyverns hide behind that with Shroud.
Yes.
With some Tech Priest giving them Power of the Machine Spirit, so they're just dropping things everywhere.
Yeah, I really am liking the Wyverns. I probably need to pick a couple more up.
And Unit of 3 seems good.
Sean is asking, or he's saying, Blood Angels Assault Squads and Land Raider Crusaders / Redeemers. I love that. Backed by Demolishers and Predators. Viable?
Demolishers or Vindicators?
Just that style of an army with Blood Angels Assault Squads in the Land Raiders, and then, Vindicators and Predators backing them up. Is that a viable list?
Didn't they lose fast vehicle?
No, all that's back. That was just a cut and paste error.
Okay. Well, the Vindicators work. I mean, they're one of the scariest tanks in the game with their fast special rule.
Yeah, the Vindicators, it's always one of those things. It's like when it works, it's amazing. And then the other 80% of the times, it just gets blown up on turn 1.
Yep.
Oh, I would always. My favorite part would be turn 1. He would lose the Vindicator or the Demolisher, right? So now I've just got this front armor 13 ramming machine.
Does a siege shield give you +1 to ram?
Doesn't
no,
it
but
count
it
as a
should.
Dozer Blade?
It automatically passes dangerous terrain checks.
It has a siege shield. It's not a dozer blade.
Yeah, I didn't know if it said it's automatic. Like, I can't remember what the wording says. I couldn't remember if it said it's a Dozer Blade that does this, this, and this. Or whatever.
Oh, hell yeah.
But I don't know that it is. I'm not saying that it is. I'm saying I don't remember because it's been so long since I looked at it.
I rammed something every game with my Land Raiders this weekend.
Ooh.
I don't see any reason why not to.
Dude, you don't even have to move. You just have to just say how far you intend to move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, soul grinders were charging me, staying in base contact with me, and then in my movement phase, I'm just like, I'm ramming. I'm intending to go 6 inches. Strength 9 hit.
That's good to know. So you can ram even if you don't move. And I think you still count as ramming if you pivot into them. Is that true?
No, they actually completely changed that. It used to be that way. We're back to the 5th edition wording where pivoting alone will not tank shock.
Is not enough. Okay.
It's not enough to break the rule of coming within an inch of an enemy model. That was for all the Tyranid players and all the demon players with all their cavalry. That's how you stop these vehicles. If you can collapse on them, stop them from pivoting, they can only tank shock straight ahead at the way they're aimed.
Mm-hmm. I remember that from the old ways.
Mm-hmm. That is back.
Good to know.
Gotcha. Yeah, Barrett's asking.
7th edition tech.
Can't you deep strike the gargoyles? Going back to a topic we were talking about, you can deep strike them, but you can't once they die. It says you have to come in via reserves off your table edge.
Oh, it does say off the table edge specifically?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Also
That's
good
sad.
to know.
Sad times.
Yes, Aaron's asking, he doesn't know if we do much 30K before a Space Marine Legion heavy support squad do we think it's better to run heavy bolters or autocannons in the unit? Those autocannons look sweet pre-heresy. I say go with those.
Boom.
Yeah, that's it. Although, I mean, we talked about this before. In the glory days of 40K, it used to be how many heavy bolters could you cram into a list?
Oh, my sister's list. I used to love it.
But I think you can't go wrong with autocannons if you're going to be running that squad anyway. My advice is to probably not run that squad. Get a Sicarian battle tank or something like that.
Ooh, yeah, that one's pretty good.
Johnny brings up a good point about the Wyverns because not every event and clubs and local areas allow you to run Forge World.
Wyverns
sure. Yeah, we weren't debating that at all. We were just debating because previously the thud guns were kind of the boogeyman.
Yeah.
So we're just like, you know what? If they're playing Forge World, I have to prepare for the thud gun.
Mm-hmm.
Now this new tank has come out, 75 points. What is it?
65 points.
Oh yeah, 65 points. My apologies.
Really good.
Should you fear or even take a thud gun? And I'm thinking that there's still some value in the thud gun because you could beef it up, have all those toughness 7 models. But the Wyvern is pretty awesome.
Ooh, I just had an envision. Tell me what you guys think about this. Or I just envisioned a battlefield, my army now. Instead of all the NIDs on top of my Sky Shield, I'm going to ally in with a Codex AM and get a squadron of 3 Wyverns, a small platoon with heavy weapons. Basically everything that I would from the detachment would stay on top of the Sky Shield.
Yep.
With NIDs running around all underneath it.
Can't get me. You can't get me.
We talked about this, and I'm almost spoiled something right now. So we were talking about how the IG make an awesome ally because you can just get so much value in there. One of the lists we're taking to the ATC has Space Marines ally with IG, and there's like 11 Space Marine models in the list, and about 100 IG models in the list.
So many IGs.
I mean, that's crazy. IG are basically a really strong list to play both sides of the game.
A lot of force multiplying with IG, with the Codex AM. That looks really good. I mean, I keep finding myself going back to the drawing board. I've been using Battlescribe because they got all their 7th edition data files. Just making a ton of Codex AM lists, trying to make some of them, the Blob Squad Death Stars that I was running and stuff. Combining that with billions of last cannons or whatever. There's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, but it's just tough investing all those points in the platoons if you run into somebody else with some Wyverns. Like a mech guard list, I think would rip some of these kind of lists apart.
Yes, Super Friends live long and prosper.
Super Friends are the best list, period. And still fun to play. With or without a ring
Love
piece.
it.
Yeah.
Love it.
So I actually haven't had a chance to check out the new Nova
Sorry
missions.
about that, my
that's
mic
set
just
up
went
this
out
year.
there.
Have you guys had a chance to look over any of that stuff?
Hey, Mike, we can hear you. Just say, Rob. Sorry, Rob, we can hear you.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the missions past what their general mission philosophy is. And
I haven't looked. I haven't looked because they fall into my general boycott. So I'm not going. So I haven't spent too much time investigating. I
think with all this kind of stuff, I think that the heart's in the right place. It's just changing a little bit too much about what kind of the core of 40K is, and it's going to get rough. It's going to be hard. It's going to get harder and harder to manage. And I don't want to comment on their missions because I haven't read them. I think that generally, though, the philosophy on mission design has been good, and for that reason alone, I'll check them out. But I don't have enough information to answer the question effectively.
Yeah, I haven't read. Like I said, I haven't read them either. They're just it's even though it's semi-local to me. I'm still looking at like $450 in hotel fees. I'm just like, it's one of those things. Like I said, it falls into my general. Okay, I love 40K too much. I just had a weekend that cost me like $25 where I played all the 7th edition games, unrestricted, no holds barred. With my friends. So that's where I'm at with it right now.
Well, when you are traveling, it has to be what you want, and that's kind of what we talked about on the last podcast. Is that there now are enough events, hopefully, to be find something for everyone.
Yeah, and I think what's cool about obviously we advocate no preservatives added, 40K, and what's nice is that there are actually tournaments out there allowing that, which is really good. So
I mean, look at Feast of Blades, and we just had Chandler on our podcast. that
1,500 points all in. Let's do it.
All in, no unbound, or you can play 2K including unbound. And that's only 2 of 6 40K events.
Yeah,
so I'm actually looking forward to that, man. I'm about to book my plane ticket to Colorado.
As we get more codexes out for 7th edition, I'm kind of curious as to what a real unbound list, what's going to be the boogeyman, like what it's going to look like. Like I haven't come up with anything in my head that's still like a solid, like what we would consider a solid tournament all-comers list couldn't deal with in some fashion or another. Now you might lose the game still. I mean, you definitely might lose the game, and like honestly lose the game. I'm just saying, just couldn't hang with it.
Absolutely. I agree with you on that, man. 100%. Like we have no data. There's no tournament data. We don't know what an unrestricted list can do. We don't know what multi-CAD lists can do. Hopefully, with us throwing in with the Forged Narrative Seasonals, we're looking to get some of that data. It looks like Chandler's trying to get some of that data with Feast of Blades. We're really just doing our part, for the community right now. Everyone's got an agenda. Our agenda is to have fun and explore this hobby that we spend 1 billion hours a day on.
Mm-hmm.
We fantasize about this hobby all the time. You fantasize about how your army lists more than you play your army list. So we're trying to really just contribute to that in a positive light, which, will take some time.
Speaking of kind of army list design and stuff, we just got a question from Johnny Watkins who's saying, he's asking like where our head's at right now. Do we think it's able to, you can build an all-comers list, you just kind of got to go big or go home? And our philosophy, I don't want to speak out of turn, so please tell me if I'm wrong, we always go big in some fashion or another.
And a lot of times we go home.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and sometimes it just doesn't work out, and you have to go home. But I mean, we feel like you have to dominate one phase of the game if you don't compete in all of them. You either need to compete in every single phase of the game, or you need to completely dominate a phase or two.
Yeah,
so
correct.
You kind of choose your poison.
What's the good phase? Like if you can dominate movement phase, you can couple that with any other one pretty much. You know what I mean? Like that's a good one to couple in.
Right.
Like be a good moving shooter, be a good moving assaulter. So that's like a really good place to start, I think. If you know.
That's me. I want to be a good mover and shooter and assaulter. Can I be that?
You can be that.
Yeah.
Play Super Friends.
And to be honest, I feel like I've been noticing a big change with some of these summoning lists. There was the big scare when it first came out, and I've played against a lot of different summoning lists. And the one thing I noticed, the list that had 30 power dice really strong, they were only coming. They did not move in the movement phase. They did not shoot really in the shooting phase. They also didn't assault, so they only really engaged in one phase. Now, what I really like is the different version that our boy Horton put together, where it's got 45 corn dogs, it's pushing forward, it's got levels with soul grinders, and then it's summoning at the same time. I feel that is the strongest concept of that summoning style army.
Yeah, I played against him this weekend actually at ATC practice. Went into it, basically just had to isolate what my objective was here. It's like, well, I feel like I can tie capture control and I can win kill points, maybe get first blood. So I just made that my personal mission. Got 14 points with my land raiders against it. I was like, well, man, that was rough, but I feel like I can do that every time against it. So I can pull that list out, like is what I learned. That's why we play test so often.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, 45 corn dogs, making more corn dogs with an invisible keeper and 3 soul grinders coming at you. That was an issue.
That's really strong, and also, we talk about this too. Kind of when you're building a list, you're going to build towards assault. You need to commit most of your points to the assault element. You don't want to be fighting 2,000 points of their army with only 800 points of yours.
Correct.
Yep. You want to really stack that up and get in there.
Yeah, and that is if everybody in your local meta, if people are running the summoning units and you don't know how to deal with it and you can't shoot them off, like the way that you deal with it is in close combat. You need to make sure that you win combat big, multi-assault, do what you got to do, and start causing these demonic instability checks left and right. So that's where you want to be at.
Andrew Stevens just put a question up in the chat, and honestly, I just kind of skimmed to the bottom and it says, by the way, I destruct land raiders.
Probably because he's Blood Angels.
No, so
Do you want to hear something sad? I mean, did they put that back in with a typo? Because they took that out of the FAQ last I checked.
Yeah.
No, that's a codex thing.
Jack West is definitely onto something because in the Imperial Armor book there are these really cool things called Legacies of Glory, right here, and you can take these honors for your vehicles, which they're pretty neat. And my actual favorite ones right here, the Battle of Sarash.
The Apocalypse section of our show.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm just helping out.
No, that's cool. Yeah,
it's Apocalypse for the people, man. Apocalypse for the people.
Okay, give it to us.
So this Legacy of Glory is pretty good for any single Space Marine unit for a cost of 30 points or 60 for a Super Heavy once per game. One of the vehicle's weapons gains Skyfire, Interceptor, Tank Hunter, and Night Vision special rules. You got to declare it before you roll the hit, but. And another thing too is if you saw like the Horus Heresy Weekender like previews and things like that, they're coming out with they're talking about the next books, the next series, and this is actually the Battle of Sarash or whatever it's called is featured prominently in there, where there was like a system that was faith compliance and then ended up going back on the Imperial basically like I guess transition team or whatever, or the Garrison Marines. So it's supposed to be like a three-part series for the next Horus Heresy, one of the next books. So,
okay.
But yeah, there's some good stuff in there. Like you can deep strike if you take the Legacy of Istvan. So all the major battles you can take, and they're all like themed basically off of that, which is pretty neat. It's just like extra stuff. Like if you want to paint it up on your vehicle.
Cool. So, Kenny, TPM, got a question here. Christopher Morgan needs to know, do you think at any point fielding a Blood Angels army with Devastator squads? He's torn around the idea of putting a Librarian in there trying to get prescience, and perfect timing maybe, and with a couple of last cannons and rockets.
When we won at Deathcon team tournament, we had Devastator squads.
It's 115 points for 3 missile launchers and a last cannon or something like that. So that's pretty cheap for what you get. And the Signum, you're basically firing that BS5.
Last cannon.
I mean, you can make a shooting Blood Angel army, like shooting mech, anti-mech Blood Angel army, and that's kind of been one of the kind of the beautiful things about the list is that they're Codex Marines that have.
I absolutely think it's back too with 7th edition, with fast vehicles, like you said, they're back. Like I mean, MSU Blood Angel list is 100% effective. You know, like 6 Razorbacks and 3 Predators and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple Devastator squads because those are fast attack Predators. Like that definitely can be playable.
Yep, and to go back to Andrew's question is he doesn't ally with his Blood Angels, but do we think it'd be good to add in a Knight or possibly another Lord of War to the list? And I think the Knight is a pretty good backup for Assault. Assault Marines kind of struggle right now, but 10 Assault Marines and a Knight will not struggle.
No.
A Chaplain and 5 Death Company do not struggle right now.
Well, you could take the Lancer too. The Lancer's pretty good. The Knight Lancer.
Yeah, that's not. I like that. I like that Knight too. I think that Death Company and a Land Raider, because the Land Raider is going to have objective secured, is not terrible.
How's the Land Raider get objective secured?
Because it's a troop choice. It does not have the.
Oh my God! You're right. So you take it as a dedicated transport, and then put the.
Yes.
Yep.
Wow.
So you could take a Land Raider with 10 Death Company inside and 2 Death Company Dreadnoughts. Then you've got a Knight. Then you've got all this kind of just armor just moving forward, just that can assault. So you're basically creating this kind of pretty big threat range of stuff that's really hard to deal with in combat. Now it's only armor 12, but you can put those Blood Talons could put hurting on big orc mobs, even with the claw.
Oh,
yeah,
like
that's exactly. Our boy Brian, we put together for ATC his list. As Kenny alluded to in the very beginning when 7th edition dropped, he's like, man, I really love mobs. I love Horde. I think, all the objectives secured everywhere, putting down all these models and zombies everywhere, and nothing kills Hordes like Blood Angels. Period, bar none. You got
the Dreadnought. It goes like this.
Yeah, Go Dreads with 7 attacks or 6 attacks off the charge, kills 1 million models, and Death Company themselves with a Chaplain, just even 5-man strong. No extra upgrades, just weapons.
Part of our philosophy has always been like army. I don't know if we actually, this was so deep, I don't even know if we ever mentioned this on the show, but we don't take a lot of Flamers in our Blood Angel builds because the Blood Angels do what Flamers do. They kill Hordes.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily need to spend the points on Flamers. You can get that in Melting Gun, Plasma Gun, whatever. You don't have to take those. You don't have to take the Flamers because your army is already good at doing what Flamers do.
Mm-hmm.
My dudes kill dudes. I need stuff to kill tanks.
Yeah.
Will you kill tanks with your fists?
You can do that too.
Yeah.
Being asked is like, does that go big or go home philosophy put us in a lot of rock paper scissors matchups? And I honestly say no. I feel like with the list that I've taken to tournaments over the course of the last several years, I've been in very few rock paper scissors situations.
Yeah, you bring a list, and then you have to make sure that your generalmanship, your good solid movement, your good decision making will carry you through with the rest.
Yeah. Even if you've been outlisted, you do your best not to be outgeneraled.
Yep.
Yeah, you're just always trying to get points. And
sometimes you don't win every game. Sometimes dice are involved. So sometimes you just roll real bad, or your opponent rolls bad. Like ultimately, all you can do is keep your head in the game. Even though if your dice are giving up on you, you yourself cannot give up.
That's it. Even when you're rolling nothing but 2s, you can still get some points out of that game. Maybe win that tournament.
That's true.
Because you're in the right spot at the right time. Here are the things that you take randomness out of it. I got to move here. I got to do this.
I myself have never rolled bad in my life, but I understand.
You understand what all the rest of us have to go through.
The common folk.
Yep. So Evan S., thanks for tuning in. Better late than never. He says that he's hopefully will check us out at the summer seasonal. Yeah, and to be honest, I don't know about everybody else, but it's all ATC all right now for me. I haven't thought about any other tournament.
Well, we definitely got a lot coming up. We've got, I think some of us are going to go to that one down at Atomic Empire.
Can't wait for that.
July, and then we got the summer seasonal, the FTN summer seasonal. That's 2 weeks later. I guess we'll be judging it or whatever, and Paul will be helping with the webcast. Maybe we haven't exactly talked about it, but that's definitely on our minds too.
All the Forge the Narrative members will be taking side games in the back rooms, playing for armies.
For pink
slips.
For pink slips.
It's true.
Michael Homer says that he wants that APOC love to keep on coming. He put 3 exclamation points on that, so you know he's for serious.
That is super for serious.
Yep. Dara, we don't
Thanks,
talk
dog.
about Army List too much a lot on the webcast. We do most of that on Facebook or an email, so hit us up there. Speaking of email, we actually got some questions emailed in about the Inquisitor, like basically the difference between the Henchman in the Inquisitor book and the Henchman in the Grey Knight book, and also now the Grey Knight, the Inquisitorial Chimeras get things like Cybold ammo and have the old Chimera rules still.
Yeah, you can shoot 5 dudes out the top of Inquisitor Chimera. Like, what's up with that?
Yeah, I mean, they just obviously got better stuff. And you
that's a little upsetting.
Now, okay, I don't have a copy of the digital codex in front of me, but how does the Cybolt ammo do anything for the Chimera? I mean, can you take the heavy bolter upgrade for a turret still? You get the heavy bolter on the front. Can you be firing strength 6 heavy bolters?
Yeah, I feel like that's all that you'd be able to do because that won't work for the scatter laser.
Or the multi-laser.
The multi-laser.
I wish they had a scatter laser.
Yeah.
You get a heavy bolter on the front, and you can get, and I know that they have forge roll turrets that you can get heavy bolters.
Oh yeah, you can do that.
But I can't remember. Is that an upgrade in the main book? Can you check that out, Rob? And I could fire it up in Army Builder, I suppose.
Give me a sec. I gotta go grab my Grey Knight book. I was reading it last night.
Not the Grey Knight. This is the Inquisition.
Oh yeah, I got that.
Yeah, see, the Inquisition book has different Chimera rules than the Grey Knight book.
Also, one of my favorite things with the Inquisition squads now, or the henchmen, are the banishers. And the Inquisition book does not allow you to have banishers.
No, but they give you oh shoot, what do they give you back? They give you.
Oh, Rob, you are there. I thought you were just a smiley face today.
Yeah, this is actually, I'm in the protection program.
You actually, according to Army Builder,
robot.
so this is not the gospel, but I mean it's pretty close most of the time. You can replace the multi-laser with a heavy flamer or heavy bolter. I couldn't remember if you could do it, which one you could replace it to. So if you can take Cybolt ammunition, that's giving you for 65 points. For 60 points, you get a strength 6 heavy bolter for the turret and a strength 6 heavy bolter for the hull. That's not bad.
Yeah. No, not for 5 points. Shoot.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't seem like it sucks.
Upgrade. Vehicle equipment. We got frag assault launchers, Psyflame ammunition, true silver armor.
Man, I'm sorry. I'm not talking, but I'm like frantically clicking away in Army Builder, thinking about this Death Company squad with objective secure Land Raider. Then I started thinking about.
We lost him.
Why did you guys start him up? You know how he gets.
Yeah.
Well, then I started thinking about Death Company dreadnoughts and objective secure drop pods.
Yeah.
So I started. Now I can't. That's all I can think about right now. Like, I mean, I'm useless. Like, just.
They're fairly inexpensive for dread-wise. I mean, they're only armor 12 if I remember right.
Ooh.
Yeah. And you can only take one for every 5 Death Company that you take, so that's kind of the limiter.
So you're telling me we're back to the 30-man squad with 5 deco dreads and drop pods and a Land Raider?
It could happen.
I'm thinking 10 in a Land Raider with objective secure, and then 2 of these things in drop pods.
Yep.
So you have 2 drop pods objective secure, Land Raider objective secure. These 2 dreadnoughts coming in, and then I'm immediately thinking I'm just going to ally or multi-cad with Grey Knights, so I can get like 2 Dread Knights to coming out the locator beacons on these drop pods or something.
Dread Knights wouldn't be too bad.
Or just go double cat and instead of that, go double Ravens and put the decos in the back of the Grey Knight Storm Ravens and just drop empty pods.
Hell yeah, I like where your head's at.
So check this out. For the Chimera, right? You can replace the multi-laser with a heavy bolter for free, or the heavy bolter with a heavy flamer already in the front. So it comes stock with the heavy bolter in the front, and then you can switch out the turret.
Yes.
Wow. That's actually really good.
Yeah, 60 points, but when you put the Cybolt ammunition on there.
And you can still do the 5 models from the Chimera's top hatch.
Yes.
Seems good.
Yes. So that was kind of the root of the question. Is like now none of the units in that book get objective secured. Like Codiaz does not have his Lord of Formosa special rule for the Inquisition. You can't make them troops to make them objective secured, unfortunately.
But don't they count as troops if you take them as the primary?
No, I think they're always elites. It just doesn't matter.
Let me check. I think you can.
Man.
Here we go.
So, Vro, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but man, he has a great question. Is don't decode dreads themselves have objective secure?
Because they do.
Yeah. So it's both the death company themselves
saying.
And the drop. Or I knew that we were saying the drop pods. I didn't realize that we were saying the death company dreads themselves. So that's the double
specifically win. The death company dudes are the only ones that have that can't score.
Seems really good to me.
Oh, this is kind of weird here. It says if you take the Inquisitorial detachment as your primary, then the Inquisitorial henchmen warbands are scoring units.
Yeah, but not troops and not jet secured. Chandler says he wants to do a light up model for us. Man, hit us up on Facebook, man. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, we do some. Just get some yellow and black.
He's got some sick LED action.
That'd be awesome, man. Please hit us up on Facebook. We'll talk about it. Brian Nurse says the Dragon's Horde's got something coming up.
Yeah, I think he was talking about they're running the. What was it? The tournament on the 19th.
2,500 point tournament, and that's on the 26th.
When is that tournament?
The tournament is on the 26th.
The tournament?
Why would I be saying meow?
Yeah. So what about the Stormlord with 18 las cannon heavy weapons teams with Dark Angel's ally to get a power field generator with a 4++ blood bowl? I'm right there with you. When that book came out, that's one of the things that I thought of. Man, and they all get to split fire because they're all severed. You can shoot at different targets, or the different teams can. So you can engage a lot. I like it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, the Stormlord is serious business, man. That thing can put out some serious DACA downfield, and it is fun, and it's got that huge transport capacity too.
Hey, Sean, sorry, he asked a deep question. We're at the end of our show, so I can't get into it. But maybe we talk about that on the podcast or the next livecast. Thanks for the questions. I just don't think we got in our 3 minutes. I don't think we can get into it.
Oh man!
The gamer said he still is. Cody still has the Lord of Formosa. I apologize. I don't have it in front of me, so I thought that got taken out in the newest update.
I gotta download. I don't have this set to download updates. So.
Yeah, as we're coming to the end, I just want to give a big shout out to everybody. Johnny Watkins, thanks for keep plugging all the questions, and Christopher Morgan, Stoner Steve. Sean, appreciate it. All the Facing the Gray Tie guys.
How about, oh man.
Ooh, John Marshall, that's a great point. Thank you for that. It says boss pole, the big boss pole, the most biggest, makes any unit fearless with a basic war boss. So you can have him and my man Waz Daka.
Chris was asking about the Devastators for the Blood Angels. Try to deal with Void Shield generators, which is valid. But isn't that armor 12?
For what?
Or is it just the Void Shield generator? You gotta peel off like wounds from it, right? I don't have it in front of me.
We were talking about that the other day, man. I'd love that's kind of one of those models that when as tournament organizers you have to come up with a strict WYSIWYG policy on. I think.
Well, I've been telling people at the store you have to use the Vengeance battery. The things that you could buy. You get 2 to a pack. They're plastic, and you can put like a battle cannon or the Punisher cannon on it. I was like, you got to start with that, and then take like the secret weapon mini shield generator, and you put that on top.
Sonic screwdrivers. You just.
Yeah, that too. But right.
Keith, I will definitely get to your Black Templars list. I got one in my mind right now. I'll hit you up on Facebook.
Oh, we have some actually questions about an FTN T-shirt. People wanted it. I actually got a question today also about can they get one without coming to the tournament? And I think the answer is going to be yes.
The answer is definitely going to be yes. We're going to actually have some sweet designs. We're going to have some really high quality shirts available for purchase at some point here in the near future. Don't feel bad about missing out on the opportunity at the event.
They'll look just like this, except for it'll say Forge the Narrative right here.
It'll be one color, one font, crudely drawn on by me.
Stuck on, look like a masking tape.
Also, hey guys, everybody, don't forget this Thursday, 6 o'clock, we will be doing MurphCon live, 6 p.m. You'll be able to check out all the games, the good food we got going on, hanging out. We're gonna have a big crowd of people there, bunch of 40K going on.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
Please tune in.
Starting 6 o'clock on Thursday night. Yep. So thanks for plugging that, man.
Yep.
We are at the end of the hour. I know we did not get to every question, and I really appreciate everyone being here and asking the questions and keeping this going. We couldn't drive this the way we do without y'all's input. Juice, thanks for joining me.
Yep.
Rob and Kenny, a pleasure as always. Anybody else got anything to add before we get out of here?
Nope. Can't wait for ATC. All our listeners and everything. Hopefully we see everybody there in Tennessee.
Join us in a couple days here live. If you're in the Atlanta area, hit us up. Especially if you're coming through here on the way to the ATC. We're going to be up there in Tennessee on Friday night, ready to rub some elbows and see what's going on.
I'll only come over if you're prepared to drink a half a gallon of scotch with me.
Or 14 $3 Long Island iced teas. That may have been a problem last time.
That was a little bit of a problem last time. Good night, everybody.
Good night.